gonna touch on the law and crime sidebar with Jesse Weber or Weber. You know what I'm saying? 10 best Lil Woody moments in a Young Thug Rico trial. So I've been watching a little bit of this Rico trial, and this shit is it's insane, man. This trial is so crazy. Like, I don't know what to say about it. I really don't know what to say. But it's insane, man. That's all I can say. But this boy Woody, he on the stand and he is trying to act delusional. He snitched in 2015 on Young Thug, but now that he on the stand now, he trying to act delusional. He trying to act like he don't know what the prosecution talking about. They asking him questions about what he said in 2015. He acting stupid. He like, I think I said that. He like, I think I said that. Maybe I said that. He on there acting crazy. But once you a rat, you a rat. You can't take nothing back. So that's just what it is. So let's just get right into it. And we got the 10 best Lil Woody moments in the Young Thug Rico trial. Let's get it.
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know what. No, I guess I don't.
Y'all hear how he coming on? Like, y'all hear he said, I don't know. I don't know. Like the whole he been on the stand for 3 weeks. This is their star witness. This was Young Thug man. This was his man. If my man took the stand on me like this, oh my God, I don't know. That's why I'm glad none of my niggas wouldn't do no shit like this. I wouldn't even put myself in a situation to where as though somebody would have to take the stand on me. Just stay out the way. That's all you got to do. Stay out the way. Take care of your family. Take care of your kids, and you won't be looking like this guy right here. Look at this nigga. Look at him. Look at him. He crazy, man. Look at this. There's a lot of stuff I want to say, a lot of curse word I want to say about this guy, but I'm gonna everything out because this is a mother rat. He's a rat. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm gonna leave that right at that. Okay, so we have
a man who goes by the nickname Lil Woody might be one of the most entertaining witnesses we've seen so far in the Rico trial against rapper Young Thug out in Atlanta. And that's saying something. We have some of the top moments from Kenneth Copeland's testimony over the last few days. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Hey there, everybody. This is another Law and Crime legal alert. Have you experienced severe gastroparesis or other side effects after taking?
Now, guess what? They doing an ad right now, so we don't do ads on here until we get paid for it. Yeah, so until this ad over, I'm gonna do a little bit of talking. And I got a couple more seconds on the ad, but you know. But yeah, this why I said Woody boy. He is hysterical. He's hysterical on the stand, man. He's hysterical. But this shit about to end pretty soon, man. This ad. But
Star witness Kenneth Copeland took the stand in the trial of rapper Jeffrey Williams, also known as Young Thug, and his co-defendants. There has really been nothing short of absolute drama. But honestly, what do you expect in this case with all of its twists and turns? I'm talking, of course, about the case where Atlanta prosecutors allege that Williams is one of the founders of YSL, or Young Slime Life, which they claim is a criminal street gang that has been terrorizing the city. It's part of a wide sweeping racketeering, or RICO, indictment where Williams and his co-defendants are charged with numerous crimes. The defense says that this is just a record label and there's nothing more nefarious that's going on. Now, this trial has been a little bit of a circus because, for one thing, it has been going on for what, almost a year and a half? And by the way, almost a year of that was jury selection alone. Well, now, one of the witnesses that we had been anticipating and that we were looking forward to hearing from was Kenneth Copeland. He had been mentioned many times in prior testimony and was seen speaking with police in an interrogation tape that leaked online. He was supposed to be a star witness for the prosecution because he had previously told investigators that Williams was connected to criminal activity. But if prosecutors thought they were going to have pretty solid evidence in the form of Copeland's testimony, or it was going to be smooth sailing,
this got to be the dumbest guy ever. How you take the stand, right? You already got immunity. The prosecution gave you immunity already. So anything you say can't be used against you or anything like that. So this man took the stand. They asked him like 2 questions. They asked him his name. He said, "I plead the fifth." They sent this they sent this they sent this guy to jail for pleading the fifth. You plead the fifth and you got immunity. It just don't make sense.
They were disappointed. Why do I say that? Well, Copeland, who also goes by the nickname Woody or Lil Woody, was very uncooperative from the beginning. Before he was even called to the stand on Friday, June 7th, his attorney announced to the court that he didn't want to be there and he didn't want to testify.
The realm's only hope.
He didn't want to be there. He didn't want to testify. So what was the whole point of testifying then? What was the whole point of snitching if you didn't want to be there? Like, it's not adding up. This got to be the dumbest guy. His attorneys is retarded. Like, fire. Listen, fire my attorneys because they advising them. They his advisors. They telling them to do all this bull crap, man.
So, Your Honor, Mr. Copeland is here. I can state as his attorney that he intends to exercise his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. He does not wish to testify in this trial. And I would ask, there is no other, he's not on bond, he's not on probation, there's nothing like that. I would ask that he be
But he testified anyway.
allowed to leave this courtroom without being compelled to testify.
Okay, now the prosecution had given Copeland what's called use immunity. And that means that whatever he would say on the stand during this trial couldn't be used against him legally. Well, at least by the state. It seems there's some concern maybe on Copeland's part about whether.
You see what they said? They said by the state. So that means the feds can come in and indict him, and the state can't do nothing about it. So they fucked him over. He fucked him over. So if he admit to a murder, the state gonna say, "All right, yeah, we can't charge him for that." But the feds can come in and be like, "We got you. We got you. You admitted it. We got you." And there's nothing the state can do. He got immunity with the state. He don't got immunity with the feds.
he could end up with federal charges. But anyway, putting that to the side, when you're granted use immunity and the court compels you to testify, you really can't plead the fifth anymore because your right against self-incrimination is essentially protected.
What's your pleasure?
Say what?
I said, what's your pleasure, sir? Do you wish to give testimony? I know you don't want to give testimony in this case, but you've been given immunity in this particular circumstance, use immunity. So are you going to testify?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mr. Copeland, good afternoon. Do you want to be here?
Ma'am,
Do you want to be here?
I'm here.
Okay. Are you going to let me ask you some questions?
Okay.
How old are you?
Grown.
Okay, what does grown mean?
I'm an adult.
Okay. And when you say you're an adult, what number in years are you?
I plead the fifth.
So the judge told him, asked him, "Would you plead? Would you testify?" He said, "Yeah." The lady asked him 2 questions. He said, "I plead the fifth."
Mr. Copeland, given the fact that you have invoked your Fifth Amendment privilege, but the state has already given you immunity under 24-5-507, this court holds you in willful contempt, and we'll see you on Monday. And we'll see if we can get some more testimony at that point in time. Take him into custody.
And they locked his ass up for the weekend. That was a Friday. He did that. They locked his ass right up.
Yep, Copeland was held in contempt of court and he was taken to the Fulton County Jail for the weekend. He was back on that Monday, and this time he at least answered questions, but getting the answers that the prosecution wanted was a little more difficult. I mean, even on basic questions like, how old are you, or where did you go to school, proved to be complicated.
And when you were younger, did you go to school?
Yes.
Where did you attend school?
I don't know. I went to a lot of different schools.
Okay, what are all the schools you went to?
I don't recall all of them.
Or just tell me some of them.
I only know one, Slater
Slater, is that elementary school or middle school?
Elementary.
Why you don't remember what middle school you went to? Did you go to middle school?
I think I did.
How long did you go to, did you finish middle school?
Overruled.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Did you go to high school at?
This judge is so biased in this case. Like the judge broke so many rules that he wasn't supposed to break, and he's still on the case. They gotta get him off this case. They gotta get this boy off this case because you could tell he picking sides, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. They got to get this judge removed, but it's hard to get a judge removed because you got to get the support, the support, Supreme Court. Yeah, my fault. You got to get the Supreme Court involved into this, and that is a process. From what I'm from my research, that's not easy because that's a whole nother. That's a top tier court. That's why it's called the Supreme Court. You got to get them involved, and when somebody in the Supreme Court got to remove this judge. His name is Judge Earl Glanville, and this judge is not playing. This judge is on some. This judge is on some. Yeah, he's on that. He on that, and he's against the defense, and he's with the prosecution.
Little.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, let me give you some context here. According to the prosecution back in 2015, several of the YSL defendants were involved in the murder of Donovan Thomas, also known as Big Nut, an alleged rival gang member. Now, Shannon Stillwell and Diamante Kendrick, two of Williams' co-defendants in this trial, they have been charged in connection with the shooting, and Williams himself is accused of renting the car that was used in that alleged murder. The prosecution, they needed Copeland to confirm that he knew these men, but even that was like pulling teeth.
Can you take a moment and look at those pictures? Please look at those pictures.
Do I have to look at them?
Yes.
He was trying to act so illiterate. Woody was trying to act so illiterate. He just staring at the picture. He in the picture. Now they gonna ask him, "Do you know who's in the picture?" Trying to act illiterate, like he don't know who he see. He not trying to snitch. They fucked this bull over. He fucked himself. I'm gonna say he fucked himself. He should have never snitched back in 2015. He just staring at the pictures, man.
I'm going to start first with Stacey Exhibit 350 Yankee.
Once you click this video, you'll be taken to uscca.com.
That's individual Stacey Exhibit 350 Yankee.
I recognize myself.
Okay. Do you recognize anybody else in 350 Yankee?
Myself.
Do you recognize anyone else in 350 Yankee?
Their faces covered up.
Okay. Do you see someone's face who's not covered up in 350 Yankee?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you recognize who that person is?
I can hardly tell.
Okay. Is that Shannon Jackson? Your Honor, at this point in time, I'm turning to impeachment. Do you know someone by the name of Demekion Garlington?
Street name,
Little D.
for sure.
How do you know Little D?
I didn't birth him.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I almost birthed him.
You almost birthed him?
Yeah.
Tell the jury, what do you mean by that?
I mean, he my son.
Okay. And let me ask you this. Do you know another person who's referenced as Little D?
What you mean?
Do you know someone who's
This boy is supposed to be a gangster. He's supposed to be a hitter. He's supposed to be one of them bulls, one of them niggas in the streets. And look at him on the stand, taking a stand on his homies, man, on all his homies. This just shit. This just tell you right here, the street life ain't shit. The street life ain't. It ain't that cracked up with this to be. You end up going either be or in jail. One or the other. You're gonna be either dead or in jail. So y'all pick y'all poison, man. It's a lose-lose situation. Ain't nothing wrong with being a family man. Ain't nothing wrong with going to work every day. Ain't nothing wrong with none of that. You know what I'm saying? Be a real man. That's a real man. These streets ain't for nobody. It really ain't. It ain't even for the toughest gangsters out here.
Who's called Little D from Cleveland.
Oh, I heard of him.
You heard of him. Okay, we'll talk about him in a moment.
You said what now?
Tell me who you recognize in 380 Yankee.
Oh, me and Coco,
Who's Coco?
the ugly boy right here.
Okay.
And the prosecution also needed to connect Copeland with Williams himself. So they tried to get Copeland to give evidence of their friendship, but Copeland appeared hesitant.
My question is, when he was not in the studio and you hung out with him, where would you hang out with him at?
He trying to act illiterate. Look at him.
We used to do fun stuff like go to like bowling alleys and stuff like that.
Bowling alleys. Y'all was homies, man.
He went to the kids' football game. I remember.
That's what close homies do. Y'all going to kids' games and all that. Come on, dog.
I've been to the club with them. I've been on shows. I mean, correct that.
Been on shows with him.
You said on shows?
Yeah, like when I watch him perform.
All right.
Now, Mr. Copeland and his testimony, or lack thereof, it had a bit of a ripple effect. Why do I say that? I say that because according to Williams' lead defense attorney, Brian Steele, he was told that the judge, the prosecution team, Copeland, and a stand-in attorney for Copeland were all part of an ex parte meeting, which is when they meet secretly in the judge's chambers, one-on-one with the judge. The defense is not present. And
so this is one of the conflicts of interest. They had a secret meeting and the defense wasn't there. You can't do that. You can't do that. The judge was trying to abuse his power. Even the judge know he couldn't do that. This is why I said this is one of the reasons why this judge needed to get taken off this case, man, because he picking sides.
the defense argued that this was highly improper to have a private meeting with a sworn witness when they had no idea this was going on, especially when some of what Copeland allegedly said, namely that he would confess to being responsible for the murder of Thomas, or that the judge and prosecutor allegedly pressured him in that meeting to testify or face jail time. The defense said that that information we should have been privy to. Now, Judge Earl Glanville only wanted to know one thing from Brian Steele. How did you find out about this? How did you find out about this meeting? Steele wouldn't give up his information. He wouldn't give up his source. He cited privilege, that doing so would violate the Georgia bar rules.
This Doug lawyer all day. Doug lawyer ain't give up his source that told him about this meeting. He stood 10 toes down. 10 toes down. He more realer than Woody. And Woody's supposed to be a street nigga. Doug lawyer, Doug lawyer, stood 10 toes down and ain't give up his source that told him this information. And the person that told him this information was inside that the judge's chambers. So they told him, the judge trying to figure out who told you this? Who told you that? So it was true. It was true. This was a bad look on the judge, man, and the prosecution.
And so an angry Judge Glanville held him in contempt of court. He originally was supposed to report to jail this weekend to begin a 20-day stint over the next 10 weekends, but he was granted a reprieve by the Georgia Supreme Court, and he won't have to go, at least for now. We actually did a whole sidebar episode on this with some really great insight from.
The judge was so pissed, he had to lock Thug lawyer up, held him in contempt of court, and he locked him up. Now, when did y'all ever hear a lawyer getting locked up for defending his client in court? When did y'all ever hear some shit like that? When did y'all ever hear some like that? Like that is retarded. You got hitting me, man. That's pocket.
Ben Shue, the lawyer for Johnny Depp during his defamation case. I encourage everybody to check that out if you want to learn a little bit more about this issue. But back to Kenneth Copeland. Caleb Bumpus was the stand-in counsel for Copeland's regular attorney who had gone out of town. And the allegation has surfaced, and based on Judge Glanville's statements in court, he seems to suggest that she may have been the one who told Brian Steele about this ex parte meeting. Now, she and Copeland will have to appear at a show cause hearing in a couple of weeks to determine if they should be held in contempt of court. Well, after all of this chaos surrounding the ex parte meeting, Copeland decided he didn't want Miss Bumpus to represent him anymore.
Sir, Mr. Copeland, is it your desire to release your counsel at this point in time?
She fired.
She's fired? Okay.
But according to Miss Bumpus, she had already been fired before Copeland even testified. As you can see, this trial has been one surprise after the next. So,
But that the girl he fired wasn't even his main lawyer. She was covering for his main lawyer that was on vacation. So he fired the next lawyer that was covering for his main lawyer. And the next lawyer that was representing him, she didn't even want to be there. But I think personally, she was the one that gave up the tape to Thug and them lawyer and said that, yeah, they held a secret meeting this morning, such and such, such and such. They held a secret meeting. She was the one that told him. So she trying to get off that case now. She trying to get out of here. They set it up to where as though Woody could fire her, so they won't try to, so the judge won't try to discipline her or anything like that. You just got to put everything together, man. It's common sense. It's common sense. It's messed up though. It's definitely messed up because this judge is one-sided and he out to get Thug. He out to get the defense. He out to lock Thug up. They don't got no evidence against this man or nothing, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's sad.
oh, now let's go back into Copeland's actual testimony. Assistant District Attorney Simone Hilton asked him to elaborate on the information that he had given to investigators during that interrogation in 2021 that I had mentioned. At the time, Copeland, a convicted felon, had been found with a gun during a traffic stop, and he was facing a 10-year sentence, but instead told the detectives about past crimes and crimes that he said were going to happen. The video, as I mentioned, was leaked online, and in it, Copeland also talks about Jeffrey Lamar Williams and how he would be willing to help get a confession from him. But a frustrated Copeland told Hilton he just told the investigators what they wanted to hear.
Did you tell myself and my colleagues, Ms. Love and others, about Little D and Shannon being in your vehicle the night of the murder?
Huh?
Yesterday, did you tell myself, Ms. Love, and a few of my other colleagues that Little D and Shannon were in the car with you the night of the murder of Diamond Thomas?
I told you and them that what I told investigators in June, when Nut got killed, something different, because I was trying to finesse my way out of a situation. So I said,
Now you know that's bullshit. That's
I
bull.
picked up D and Shannon. D never told me nothing.
He
I
lied.
made it up to clear myself up. And
Now he trying to cover it up that he snitched. You can't justify that you snitch, or you can't try to cover it up. Once you snitched, you snitch. You snitched back in 2015, man. You got a whole video out there that surfaced the internet that's going around on the internet. I probably can punch it up on YouTube right now and it'll come right up. They said he was in there for 9 hours. He was telling the whole story in 2015. Come on, man. You can't cover that up.
that's it.
And was that you said that? Did you tell us that yesterday, what you just said?
You asked me to be truthful. And I didn't, and I told you. What I told the investigator back then wasn't me being truthful. So I'm telling you something that I didn't tell them because I ain't trying to go back to jail.
I got it. Financially was yesterday. The first time you said this part, and now what you're saying today is what is truthful. What you're saying right now, what you're trying to tell the jury right now, is what you are now saying is truthful.
What I'm trying to tell you is our conversation was about something that I said in the past.
I understand. I'm asking you.
that Mr. Copeland allowed to finish his. Okay, all right.
I thought you was that.
Mr. Copeland, you need to finish your answer?
No, I need a break, Your Honor.
Say again?
I need a break.
If you're a Godfather Part 2 fan, by the way, it's very Frank Pantangeli. Michael Corleone did this. Michael Corleone did that. Sure, why not? Anybody, by the way, if you're a fan of the movie, honestly, that's not a bad impression. I encourage everybody to tell me otherwise. But anyway, so Copeland, let's go back to him. He says he doesn't remember much of what happened in that interrogation.
Do you recall what Thug said in 2015 to Kel?
Yes.
Yes, you remember what Thug said?
I don't recall what was said. I don't remember what was said. I don't remember
Y'all see what,
me talking to the investigators about it.
see what I'm saying? Now he talking about he don't remember. You remember. You just don't want to snitch on the stand. Like it don't matter where you snitch at. Once you a snitch, man. That's just how it is. That's just the way it is, man. That's just what it is, man. So, I mean, when you in that interrogation room, you gotta be
Silent.
clearly he wasn't that, because he was telling a story like a motherfucker, and now it's coming back and kicking him in the face. Now he trying to cover it up because he ain't being
Silent.
All right. Do you remember telling Detective Gaither that when Kel got on the phone, that Thug said the beef ain't over with until you pay for my window? You shot my window.
Yes.
Yes, you remember telling Detective Gaither that?
I don't remember what I done told the police.
Okay.
we gonna take a little intermission, man. We gonna play some more music and all that. You feel me? We gonna get back to this, man, because this is ridiculous. This is really, really very ridiculous. Like this is out of pocket, man. I don't know what to say about this bull, man. That's all I'm gonna say about him. But yeah, let's get right into it, man. Meek, that was Meek, 5 a.m. in Philly. You feel what I'm saying? So we gonna get back into this this YSL trial.
Let me ask you this. Are you just saying yes now to speed up your questioning?
Most definitely.
Okay. Are you saying yes, that's what you told Detective Gaither?
I know I ain't complete school, but I think I'm speaking proper English. I told you, I don't recall nothing I said to no police. You keep sitting right here asking me the same question over and over and over and over and over. I'm tired of it. I'm drained.
Okay. Well, if you would just answer the questions
I
properly.
am answering the question. You asked me, I said yes, yes. You keep when I say yes, you ask me the same question over and over and over and over and over.
But did you just tell the court or this jury that you're saying yes just to move the process along?
I think I said it loud and clear.
So again, will you just answer the questions and we can?
You put yourself in a situation now. You frustrated at the prosecution because they doing their job. Get the out of here, you rats, man. Make me sick, man. Sick to my stomach, man.
Move the process along.
You keep asking. Okay, yes.
And while his answers were not quite what Prosecutor Hilton seemed to be looking for, from a viewer perspective, you really couldn't look away.
Did Thug ever speak with you about his relationship with Nut?
No.
Did you ever observe Thug and Nut together?
I never saw those two together. I never been around those two together. No, it never crossed my mind.
So how were you able to tell Detective Gaither that Nut and Thug was cool?
Because they're questioning me and I'm trying to get them off of me. And she asked me questions about Nut and Thug, I guess. And I'm telling her whatever she asked me, let's say she asked me a question about the sky. I'm gonna say, yeah, I seen the sky. It's blue. Whatever she asked me, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna agree to that. I'm gonna say whatever she asked me. If she asked me,
Yo, this boy is crazy, yo. Y'all hear what he's saying? This boy is insane, yo.
about this reporter right here, I'm gonna say, yep, she's sitting outside me with white tennis shoes on. I'm gonna say something. Just because I want her to believe I'm telling her the truth. That I want her to get me out of jail.
What, she has on white tennis shoe, don't she?
Don't you got on white tennis shoes? She got on Chucks.
Right, and they white, right?
What color your shoes is? Okay. She got on Chucks.
So you telling the truth.
What color your shoes is? She said they white.
Right, so you're telling the truth then.
Well, it depends.
So yes, Mr. Copeland is certainly one of the more entertaining.
Yo, this bull is going out sad, yo. He is going out real sad, yo.
Characters that we've encountered during the course of this incredible trial, which is expected to last much longer. Just as I said, jury selection alone took almost a year, and the prosecution is only partway through its list of witnesses, and we haven't even gotten to the defense's case for the 6 defendants. But before we go, we want to leave you with another few quips from Kenneth Copeland during this week on the stand.
I can recall 2014. I've been in jail so much.
So once you heard the pop, do you remember what happened next?
Yeah, I turned the radio down to see was I tripping.
Okay. And once you turned the radio down to see if you were tripping, what do you remember happening next?
Bullets hit my car. I don't remember no. I don't know. I don't know.
So you're saying you don't remember?
And after court on Thursday, Mr. Copeland allegedly posted this on Instagram. Job, I'd seen on your application you said you never went to jail. Me, correct. I never went to jail. I was taken. Copeland is going to be back in the hot seat once again on Friday. And of course, we will have a lot of the cross-examination. So we'll be seeing more of Lil Woody in the days to come. That's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts.
Yo, that boy Woody is insane. But we're gonna take another break and we're gonna play another song for y'all. We're gonna play another song. Yeah, we back, man. We back. So I'm gonna pull another video up about this Lil Woody situation. Say Lil Woody answers whether or not he was a part of alleged YSL gang. So this was yesterday. I got a feeling that, well, Friday, I got a feeling that he's still gonna act illiterate and he gonna act like he don't know what the DA talking about. And like he told him, y'all gotta speak clearly to me because I attended special ed classes and I don't understand y'all questions, the questions y'all asking me. This boy was acting very delusional, man. And I give him this for that.
Blood set were you a part of?
Can you repeat that?
What blood set were you a part of?
What blood set what I was part of?
Yes, sir.
I wasn't part of no real blood set.
Okay. Did you ever claim to be a Billy Blood?
I said I was.
Okay. And were you?
No.
Did you tell Detective Gaither that you were, not Detective Gaither, Detective Lewis, in that February 21st interview that you were Billy Blood?
I don't know what I told them in when they questioned me.
Okay. Do you recall talking to Detective Lewis about the meeting with Mo where they said that they were going to kill you?
Huh?
Do you remember talking to Detective Lewis about the meeting with Mo, who was in prison, and that they were planning on killing you?
I don't recall.
Okay. And do you recall her asking you why you weren't at this meeting?
Huh?
Do you recall her asking you why you weren't at this meeting?
Why was I at the meeting?
Why were you not at the meeting?
At what meeting?
The meeting with the Bloods, the meeting of the Bloods trying to kill you.
I don't recall.
Okay. And do you? Sure, February 21st,
What year?
2015. And then, do you recall telling her you weren't down with them, but that you were Billy Blood?
I don't recall.
Okay. And then, do you recall her asking who?
All these blood sets and Billy Bloods and all it's all types of different sets, but all that stuff is it sounds stupid, man. Like, man, I don't know. It's the streets, man. I would never understand the streets. I never would. Never will understand the streets. It don't make sense. You got all these different gangs, but they all repping the same flag. It don't make sense.
Who are you with now?
I don't recall.
Okay. And you told her at that point they got mad.
I told her.
You told Detective Lewis.
Oh, this a lady?
Yes. At that point they got mad because I didn't go back with them. I started hanging out with Thug and them, so I'm YSL.
No, I don't recall.
Did you consider yourself part of the gang YSL?
Basis. I didn't mean for you to speak. I just want you to give me a basis. Overrule, sir.
Did you consider yourself part of YSL, the gang?
Gang, I consider myself 372.
When did you consider yourself 372?
What you mean, when?
Did you consider yourself a 372 when you called yourself Billy Blood?
I always been 372.
So even as a part of YSL, where you consider, or do you consider yourself 372?
Gang, I'm always 372 when it comes to gang.
Did you also consider yourself part of YSL?
372 when you speaking on gang.
Yes or no? Did you consider yourself a part of YSL?
But you saying gang wise, like
So you did not consider yourself part of YSL, the gang?
when it comes to gang, I consider myself 372.
Now, going back to June of 2015 when you were arrested for gun charges, we talked about the gun that was at the Dunbar Center. When you were arrested, where were you arrested at?
Which time?
When you got arrested in June?
June 10th?
Yes.
At the house.
Did they find any guns at the house?
Yeah, they did.
Were you charged in your federal charges with that gun? Do you recall?
Yes.
Okay. Now, once you were arrested, were you brought in to Atlanta Police Department headquarters for an interview?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember how long the interview was?
It was long.
Do you remember it being about 9 hours?
It was long.
Long. Okay. And during the course of that interview, did you speak with multiple detectives?
Yeah, I did.
Do you remember speaking with anyone from the ATF or?
Yeah, I did.
And was Detective Gaither in that interview?
She was at some point.
What about Detective Dennis?
Who?
Detective Dennis, do you remember him?
Yeah, I think he was too.
Okay. And what about Detective Thorpe?
I think he was too.
Okay. And when you were arrested and brought down to APD, did you want to give them truthful information?
Again, I was going to jail.
Do you recall telling them that you're not going to worry about me lying?
Can you say that again?
Sure. In the early part of that interview, do you recall telling them you're not going to have to worry about me lying?
Probably so.
Why did you want to speak to the police that day?
Because I was trying to finesse my way out of jail.
This boy, yo.
What did you think you had to do to finesse yourself out of jail?
Well, they kept asking about Young Thug, so that's the direction I had to go.
Did they ask you about anything else?
They asked me about the gun. I think they asked me about the gun first.
Did they ask you about anything else?
Yeah, they asked me about a lot.
Do you recall them asking you about Nuts murder?
Yes,
And did you speak with them about Nuts murder?
yes,
Right,
And did you speak with them about the gun at the Dunbar Center
yes,
right,
and the gun at your house?
yes,
right,
And did you also speak with them about Young Thug?
yes.
right.
And did you talk with them about
This nigga got rat written all over him, man. Look at this. Look at him. He got rat written all over his face. All over his face, man. It's a damn shame. I'd be so sick if this was my homie on the stand on me, man. This is why you got to choose your friends carefully, man. If you don't come up, well, it don't even matter if you come up from the sandbox with them. They'll turn on you too. It ain't that many stand-up guys, man, out here, man. Like loyalty, man. Ain't a lot of guys that's gonna stand 10 toes down.
Little D from Mechanicsville?
Yes,
And what about Shannon?
yes.
Now, when you got to that interview, did you believe that people were trying to kill you?
Uh-huh. I thought people trying to kill me for a long time.
Specifically in June, did you still believe that people thought you snitched on them regarding the murder of Donovan Thomas?
Can you say it one more time?
Sure. When you had this interview in June of 2015, did you think going into that interview that people thought that you had snitched on them regarding the murder of Donovan Thomas?
Overruled. Well, no, I take that back. I'm sustain the question.
Why did you think people were trying to kill you?
Because I was paranoid. People were shooting at me.
Did you tell the detectives in this June 10th interview that everyone in the world is trying to kill me because they think I told on them?
No, I told them that people were trying to kill me because they say I killed Nut.
Ever tried cooking dinner with a recipe you found online? Didn't turn out
Well, that was the end of that video. So we're gonna give y'all another song and we're gonna stop talking about this for the rest of the day because this shit is insane. This is very insane. So let's get right into our last song and then we're gonna cut it off. We're gonna cut it short just like